Hi, my name's Rich. I've noticed on YouTube lately that there's a lot of content regarding collectible vintage magazines. I've been collecting for about 40 years, mainly baseball. Have a few other sports, but I kind of focus in on baseball. And I thought I'd share with you guys some of my top magazines. These are all complete magazines. And I have over 400, anywhere from 1960 down to turn of the century. So anyway, this first one here is a 1949 Saturday Evening Post. Norman Rockwell cover, a very famous cover called The Bottom of the Sixth. This magazine's in fairly nice condition, no mailing label. Nice colors on it, nothing faded, no major damage, maybe a little crease here and there. But it's a really, really nice piece, and I actually have two of these, so pretty hard to find. And if you're going to pay top money for it, you're going to pay about $100, so maybe a little more depending on condition. Now, this next one is a couple of small format quick magazines. 1952 Jackie Robinson, and 1953 Mickey Mantle. The Mantle is in really nice shape. Hard to find in good condition. The corners are sharp, the magazine has good color, and it's expensive to find it in better condition. So again, that one's going to go for upwards of $100, and Jackie will be right behind that, again, based on condition. His covers are really popular. A lot of Mickey stuff out there, not a lot of Jackie stuff out there. So anyway, those are kind of cool, hard to find. This next one is This Week magazine newspaper insert. I've been trying to pick more of these up. They're really interesting pieces. This is 1950 cover with Joe Page of the Yankees. He was quite a reliever for them in the early 50s. So nice cover, nice color, sharp, real nice condition. Very cool little piece. Number 4 here is a Life. You've all seen that, I'm sure, the 56 Life with Mickey Mantle on the cover, the remarkable Mickey Mantle. This one does not have a mailing label on it and is in really good shape. I have like 6 of these. This is by far my nicest, and then they kind of go, you know, I have a couple that are pretty beat up. But anyway, this is a really nice cover. Again, hard to find. You'll pay up for the better condition ones. This next piece is called Young America. This is a newspaper type magazine. This one's really interesting. 1943, great photo of Stan the Man snagging a fly ball or what have you. Never had seen this one. It popped up on eBay and I grabbed it right away. I think I paid $30 for it. But it's a real rare piece. So if you find it, any of the Young America stuff, there's a few covers that have baseball related photos on the covers. Gobble them up, they're very cool. Next one is another Saturday Evening Post. This one's called The Rookie. 1957 Rockwell, great cover. It's got Williams, Jackie Jensen, Billy Goodman on there, Haywood Sullivan. It's just a great cover. The content on it's just cool. It's got a mailing label in the lower right. Couple creases, but overall it's in really nice shape. Getting hard to find this one too, so you're going to actually have to pay up for this one if you find it in top-notch condition. This next piece is Pick. It's a sport picture little magazine. This one is from 1954. Again, real nice condition, hard to find because this type of paper just gets crudded up and beat up and chipped and torn. So they're really getting hard. These newspaper pieces are getting hard to find in good condition. There is a gob of something that dropped on his knee there, but I believe he's standing on top of the dugout with a photographer in the dugout for this kind of iconic shot. Very cool piece. Hard to find. Another piece here is Capers Farmer. Sultan the Swat on the cover. I have 2 of these. Doesn't pop up very much. It's getting harder to find because Ruth guys and Yankee guys get them as soon as they come out. So to find it in top condition, It's pretty tough. Got a subscription thing in the lower right there, but overall it's really nice. Good colors. And I love all the kids in the background of the circle behind the babe. We all know how much he loved kids. It was a very cool cover. So over $100 if you can find it. Nice. This is a radio guide. There's about five covers with sports baseball related stuff on the cover. This is the Dizzy Dean cover. This one's the hardest to find by far. It's pretty cool. Nice illustration. Magazine's very clean. And like I say, you're going to pay $75 for this if you can find it anywhere where it's really in good shape. Another Ruth cover here, the American Boy. This one is really nice. Great color on it. The yellow just jumps. Makes a baseball and the illustration of the Bambino Pop. Subscription on lower right corner. Nice magazine. Again, this one can be expensive based on condition. Upwards of $100 if you find it. If you can find it, nice. So really cool. That's one of my favorites. Another newspaper magazine. This one is from the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. Very cool cover. It's I think this is 50. Yeah, this is 57. Mickey Mantle, a top minor league player. Yankee Stadium in the background, real nice. A little beat up on the corners and edging has got some damage to it. But the photo's clear, nice color. It's not all faded. And that's the trick to finding these old newspaper inserts with baseball, football, basketball. Hopefully you can find one that's been buried in a pile of them for a long time and it's in good condition. I think I paid $40 for this, but anything with Mickey on the cover, especially the unique ones like this, are going to cost you a little bit more. This is my favorite. This is Color Magazine. Really hard to find. Willie Mays on the cover. This is 1954. This is just a beautiful magazine. I picked this one up at a sports show. I paid up for it, and it was well worth it, I think. It's one of his very, very early covers. It's got some damage, not damage, but it's got some folding, some nicking along the bottom. No subscription, which tells me this may have been just a newsstand place. You can only get them at a newsstand. I'm not sure. I've never seen color with any subscription labels on it. So this is one of my favorite covers, if not the favorite color. It's just a great shot of Willie. Hard to find, so it's expensive, but I think it's really worth it. It's one of the rarer pieces out there. Another very cool cover, Youth Companion. This one's 1929. Some guys say it's not Ruth. Others say it is. It's the Bambino. I mean, good grief. Look at his mitts and the size of his bat. Pinstripe magazine. It's left-handed hitter. It's Ruth. It doesn't say anywhere on the cover it's the babe, but, you know, it's just one of those things. It's Ruth. I mean, good grief. How much more can you, it just doesn't make any sense to go, that might be a left-handed hitter off of, some minor league team, but anyway, great cover. I have a bunch of these. Mailing label up here. They always stuck it up. Sometimes it ended up on his hat. And this is probably the best one I've got out of all the ones that I have. I'll find it. If I can find it around 50 or below, I'll grab it. Really, really cool piece. So this next one is the 1946 Colliers. Joe DiMaggio. I just like it because it's classic with the dark background, and he's, his body and his swing is just popping out of the cover. Colliers did some really nice. Their photographers were really, really good. Mailing label, lower right. Nice condition. I have, I think, 3 of these. Little wear along the edge there. You're going to see that on the spline. And the corners tend to get a little nicked up once in a while, but man, oh man, it's just a really cool piece. Next piece is another one that can be really rare. Our World magazine. This one's classic with Campy, DeRocher, and Jackie on it. It's hard to find. It's 1948, which is Jackie's second year. It's a spring training, I believe. No, it's September 48. So nice color, good condition. I have two of this one. Little wear on the spline, little wear on the edge, some nicking and, just a little bit of damage, but pretty good shape for a magazine that's that old. So it's just a classic piece. If you're a Dodger fan, wow, you got to have that, but it's expensive, over 100, upwards of 200. This next one is an ebony, another one of my favorites with DeRocher, his wife, and Willie Mays. I believe that's at the Polo Grounds. They're in their home uniform. So August 1955. Have two of this one. This is the best one condition. Again, ebony didn't do mailing labels, at least as far as I know. And it's just really clean. The color is great. Photograph is sharp. It's just a really nice piece. So again, one of my favorites. Hard to find this one too. You're going to pay over 100 for it if you can find it. 1941 Life, Ted Williams, the Kid, #1 batter. This one's easy to find. You can find it in good condition too. They're out there, and you'll pay 40, maybe a little bit upwards of that if it's in really, really good shape. This one's a little funky on the edge, got some wear. But overall, it's super clean. I really like it. I grab it every time I can find it for a fair price. This next piece is a back page. This is a full magazine, but it's a back page ad of Wade Hoyt. The magazine, 1928, Columns Magazine. And Wade Hoyt is pushing good old Lucky Strikes there. A little worn, a little dirty. I have another one that I took out of the magazine and is part of my magazine ad collection. And it's real clean. But this one I wanted to have the whole magazine, keep it intact, because it's in overall pretty good shape. Got a little bit of ink up in that corner, so a little bit of wear. There looks to be some type of stamping on it. So again, really nice piece. His stuff is cool. Not a lot for weight. He can go around complete magazine about 35, 40. This piece is a Look magazine, Ted Williams. Nice cover. Hard to find this one in good condition. I don't know why. This one came out of a bound volume, and that's why you got all the holes along the spine there, just from the stitching. But overall, it's really, really clean. Nice color, good photo. Looks like it's probably taken at Fenway Park. Really, just a cool piece. I mean, it's just a classic cover. Not a lot. It's not worth a lot. Maybe 50. Maybe bid upwards if you can find it really, really nice. I know the price of magazines is starting to really climb now. There's a lot of stuff showing up on YouTube. That's why I decided to do some of my stuff on YouTube. And you're starting to see collectible magazines become more and more popular as, cards have just gone crazy. You can't get the large format magazines graded yet. I tried to find out some info if anybody was planning on grading them, but nobody is to this point. It would be really nice if somebody would, one of the companies that step up and start doing these bigger format magazines, because I think they're way harder to find. They're really unique. Sports Illustrated is Sports Illustrated, and you got hundreds of other sport magazines that have really cool covers. But I've always gone for the big format magazines. I just think they're awesome. Great to display in your sports memorabilia room or what have you. But I got a bunch of them, and I'm still buying them. So This next one is another newspaper magazine. This week, magazine from the Dallas Morning News, Mickey on the cover. This one goes for about $100. I found this cheap at an antique store. I got another one that I paid up a little bit more for on eBay, but it's just a nice piece. What a great shot of the Mick. And it's from 1957. Next piece is a Police Gazette. Hard to find these in decent condition. For some reason, they just got munched. Maybe it was people who bought them, loved the stories on the inside. It's just got some crazy stories and photos on the inside of Police Gazette magazines. But this one's really nice, showing Stan the Man, and it's just iconic. His uniform, his hat looks great with a red and a dark blue cap, and the piping around his neck and the arms and down his leg. It's just a great photo. So anyway, one of my favorites, 1948. So sold with me, holy moly. Next piece, another one of those, Parade from the Wisconsin State Journal, 1954. I want to find this one in better shape. Mickey and Casey sitting by the dugout. It's just classic. I mean, Mickey's got his bat there. Casey's pointing out something. It's just a beautiful, beautiful cover. I just love it. The darker background makes the photo of the two fellas pop with the green behind them too. It's just awesome. This one's a little worn. It's been folded down the middle, so I'm hoping that over time it'll flatten out. I put all my magazines in archival plastic with foam core board behind them, all archival stuff. So they don't come out, they don't get looked through. And they do tend to, it tends to, keep them in pretty good shape. Another one here is one of my, another favorite Willie Mays piece. This is super rare. This is a Our World magazine from 1951. There's a couple out there and guys are calling it his rookie magazine. I don't know of anything earlier that Willie showed up on, but it is a beauty. So it's a back page. Tended to get a lot of wear. There's a stamp up here from a store or a newsstand, but other than that, it's really clean. Just a beautiful piece. If you're a Mays fan, wow, you're gonna pay. You're gonna pay for it if you can find it. There was one on eBay that was, I think, $250. But I've talked to a few guys about it, trying to get info on it, and they figure the value of this piece, because it's so rare and it's so early, is running at $400 or $500 in the complete magazine. So I got one, and I'm looking for more. So next one is a really interesting piece. This is called the Yaku Fan, Japanese magazine, 1947. This magazine only lasted till 1950. They went out of business in 1950. And I don't know how many Mays covers there are, but this copy is the premier cover of this magazine. So the premier issue, this was their first issue. And they put the Bambino on there. So a lot. It's worth a lot. I'm not really sure what it would go for. I'm not going to sell it. This one was in a binder, which is sad. It's got a couple of punch holes on the side. But anyway, it is still just iconic. Great piece. I paid up for that one. I really love it. Okay, this piece is the most expensive piece I have. This is a 1909 Collier's magazine. In excellent condition, Hannes Wagner on the cover. It's pretty rare, and it goes for a lot of money if you can find it. The last one I seen online was about $450, and it was just beat. So this one's really nice. I showed it to the guys on Net 54, and there were a few guys that said they had copies of it. So there are some out there, but it's a super rare magazine. And anything Hannes Wagner, early Hannes Wagner, is really popular. So that's kind of it. That's what I got. That's 25. I've got, oh gosh, I probably have 300 or 400 magazines. And if anybody's interested, I'll do another video with some more magazines. I did a YouTube video. Name it Baseball's Days Past on YouTube, and I just went over some of my magazine ads on that one. I've got like 800 ads, single sheet ads that have been taken out of magazines in my hunts over the last 40 years, and I have a huge collection. I think I showed 15 in there, and I'm going to pull some more of those out and review some of those on YouTube. And if people are interested, let me know, and I can do another magazine. I've got boatloads of big magazines, so some really cool stuff. So anyway, this was just 25 of my top ones. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know, give me some feedback, and I can put some more up if people want to watch it. So anyway, great, thanks.